Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Steelers going up against the Colts. With that, let's get you up to Indianapolis. Standing by, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. We welcome you to the heart of the Hoosier State in the Circle City of Indianapolis, Indiana, at Lucas Oil Stadium. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And a glance here at the veteran who will be leading them now in his 8th year in the NFL. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Sanchez on first down. He's got time in the pocket. Under pressure, and down goes Sanchez. Bud Dupree from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Only 2 yards on the carry. That's going to set up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 to be exact. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Off of play action. Sanchez finding time. Great protection. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Cameron Hayward in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
So on 4th down, the Colts will turn it over to Pat McAfee to punt this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And for this young rookie making his first NFL start, a moment he's been waiting for since draft day. They come out here in the eye. They go play action here on 1st down. And it's complete to Ladarius Green. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
And they'll run it here. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On your screen now, here are the offensive starters. At wideout, Antonio Brown is certainly someone that the defense always has to account for.
Without a doubt, a true #1 receiver. It doesn't matter to him how defenses want to cover him. He sees it as a challenge and knows how to defeat them.
They're going to look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. On the right side, caught by Green. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. He'll set up a throw. Steps away to his left. And this is incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And now a look at the defense for the Colts.
Vontae Davis is one of the strongest cornerbacks in the league. Equally adept at playing the run and the pass.
And on 2nd and 10 now. Now they'll run it on the toss. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4. It's Vontae Davis, the Pro Bowler, in on the stop.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
They'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He gets it to Brown, complete. Give him 14 on the play. And the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's caught at the 1. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Cordero Patterson, his first touchdown of the new season, and the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
No going for two. They'll kick the point after. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Steelers defense, we watch them get set to go. They were able to force that 3 and out. That led to a touchdown. And defenses obviously love 3 and outs. They want more of that.
They created a very short and not too sweet stint for the offense by getting them off the field that fast, but it set up their own offense, gave them a little spark, and they took it downfield and scored.
Now the question, can they do it again? Let's see.
Black 35. Black 35.
On the carry, it's Kuhn, the fullback. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Here's the offense, and if you're the defense, Charles, you really have to focus on that guy that's highlighted on the screen.
You're talking about pure speed. T.Y. Hilton can get down the middle of the field and really stretch a defense.
2nd and 5.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left. Check. Wide, get wide.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. They come out here in the eye. Another carry for the fullback, Kuhn. And he caught it up. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And some space here. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. Sanchez on first down. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. That throw good for 4. It's second down. And And the starting defensive unit here for Pittsburgh.
Cameron Hayward is a defensive lineman, but many of us, especially guys of my vintage, remember his father, Craig Ironhead Hayward, who was a running back. I think Cameron decided he'd rather hit people than be hit.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. And the offense facing a 3rd and 6. They'll come out in the pistol. Throwing on 3rd down, Sanchez. And he's got Moncrief. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. We heard them talk before the game about utilizing the intermediate passing game this week. It works for them there. They move the chains.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well. And most teams take a period at a time to work on different things. They put a couple of periods of work into the intermediate passing game, and now we know exactly why. They got the look that they were seeking, and they were able to take advantage of it.
They run with a fullback Coon, and he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more. Again, we'll see the pistol here. There's Sanchez now on 2nd down. And complete to Moncrief over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Let's go now. Black 35. Black 35.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Let's go now. White 20. White 20.
To throw on 2nd down is Sanchez. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. From the gun on 3rd, Sanchez. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So now on 4th down, Sean Payton's going to turn it over to the field goal unit. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And Frank's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
On the return, it's Jalen Marshall. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
Man, it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He'll buy some time right. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
You know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Back to throw. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the middle. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down. On now the Steelers' second-year punter. This is Australian-born Jordan Berry. T.Y. Hilton deep for the Colts. Fielded at about the 28. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Play, Coon, and that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. 1 quarter in the books. 14-3, that's our score. We'll come back to Indianapolis after this. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
Here we go. White 18. White.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
On just about every team, okay, forget it. On every team, the goal is to be in 3rd and what they call manageable, to give yourself a chance to pick up a first down. How about that call on 2nd down? The big man puts them in position to make it 3rd and manageable. I wonder if he'll get a second chance at it to try and pick up the first down.
Here we go. Right, 20.
A shotgun snap for Sanchez. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up. Here we go. White 18. White 18.
On 1st and 10, Sanchez. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Let's go now. White 20. White 20.
They'll fake the give. Now Sanchez. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. He was looking for Dante Moncrief that time. And it's 3rd and short. Incomplete pass on 2nd down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on 3rd. They turn to Coon on 3rd and short. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
3rd and 1, who are you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Sanchez on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop. Second down, here's Sanchez. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. His tight end, Dwayne Allen, the intended receiver. And it's third down. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on third.
Here we go, here we go. White 20. White 20.
Throwing on third down, Sanchez. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to bring up the fourth down.
I think we need to come up with a different name for this position. We keep calling it the fullback position. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback, but we know this. Whoever's coming out of that spot is usually bigger and stronger, and they may not run away from people, but they'll run through them.
Yeah, able to shed tacklers. We saw it right there. So they're challenging the spot. If you're a coach, you hesitate to throw the flag anytime it's a spot discernment.
You certainly do, because you feel like that's not one you're likely to win, and you may need that challenge flag for later in the game.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
I'm sure as a coach, when you throw the flag, you hold your breath, then you get the verification you were right, a sigh of relief.
Not only a sigh of relief, a little vindication as well, because every time you pull that red flag and throw it, you could be costing your team a timeout. That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Here's Sanchez now on second down. That's complete, right around the 8. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. James Harrison in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. And Frank's kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So they get the field goal, but part of that was a 14-play drive to get the 3.
Normally, when you hold the ball that long, run that many plays, you end up in the end zone. There's a breakdown on the defense. Something happens. In this case, that didn't. But really good ball control by the offense. They're hoping that they can wear them down if they keep having drives like that.
Here's the punter, McAfee, to kick it away. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Rolling to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing it.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
They go play action here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. They only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good. But when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion as we just saw there, that's winning football.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. Probably a bit of a surprise call there on first down, but how about a tone setter for the drive? Picking up nice yardage with the big man setting the tone physically.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one. Good play in before the 2-minute signal.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis right after this. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action.
The Steelers insert their nickel defense on 3rd down.
Yeah, they add a DB. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And a neutral zone infraction on the defense.
The defense thought they had the timing count on the quarterback's cadence, but they jumped too soon.
Ready, right 18, right 18.
Now a first down throw, Sanchez. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Look at the spin.
Balance.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another pistol look here. Here's Sanchez. And to the right side here, it's Allen. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Now Sanchez. Allen's got it over the middle. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Sanchez. Quick throw. That's complete on the inside slant. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field.
Here we go, here we go. White 18. White 18.
On first down, it's Sanchez. And complete to Moncrief over the middle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going lollipop it,
And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Dante Moncrief, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts are a 2-point conversion away from tying this football game.
yeah, touchdown. I love it. Now it's only a 2-point game. I know it's the first half, but you got to think. Go for 2. Tie it up. Go into the locker room. What are you doing? Come on.
You're bold. You're bold.
It's real easy to be bold sitting up here
Yeah, it is,
and
right?
down there and making that decision.
We don't have to make those decisions. Either way, little time left on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. We'll see how this all plays out. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And a look here at the Colts defense. They're just hoping for more of the same. Last time they forced the punt that led to a score.
They flipped the field essentially, and that's what you want to do as a defense. Make sure that you put your offense in a great position to run their offense and put the ball in the end zone. That's exactly what they accomplished.
Well, they accomplished that last time. What will they accomplish this go-around?
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Come on, let's go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. When we sat with the coaching staff a couple of days ago, they said attacking that defensive look with a run, something they wanted to do. It was effective.
And they were extremely confident, weren't they? Their planning, their preparation, they knew what they were going to get in that defense, and they were able to attack it accordingly.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, that was not a highlight play for the offense. But how about the previous play? A big run? They're used to trading that, especially if you're a Hall of Fame runner. Big run, maybe not so much on the next one, but the big ones add up over time.
So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Colts have not been bashful these last 2 weeks when it comes to throwing the football. The Steelers will need to figure out how to slow down that pass attack in the 2nd half. So let's take a look at the highlights from the 1st half. Midway through the 1st, Patterson's going to haul in the pass, and after the short pass, he'll score. That puts them up by a touchdown. 1st and 10. Here we'll get a fumble on the run. Steelers recover the ball and return it for a touchdown. The lead now at 14. Steelers with the ball midway through the 2nd. They're going to come away with another sack here. This will go as a loss of 10.
Well, that came a little abruptly here. Still working on my apple up in the booth. Hang on here. Let me spit this out. Then we can get to the 3rd quarter now. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here. as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. And they still need 8 yards for the first here on second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. But at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Fielded at the 20. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted.
Let's go now. Right 20. Right 20.
Offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. Gives it to the fullback. This is Kuhn. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Good solid gain on first down. About what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
Now it's 2nd and 7.
Let's go one more. Let's go. Ready. Right 20. Right 20.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6. Let's see what they go to here on 3rd down and 6.
Let's go now. Left 35.
Throwing on 3rd down, Sanchez. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. Check.
On 2nd down, here's Sanchez. Allen has it, left side. And he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, Not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
They come out here in the eye. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
Second down following the run. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
It's amazing how much advice defensive players get on 3rd down. You hear the bench screaming out, watch the draw, watch the screen, watch the pass here. Very rarely do they reference watching the fullback, and he slipped through and picked up a first down.
Fresh set of downs here. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate.
Ready, right, 20.
They'll try the air now with Sanchez. And this is Moncrief for the catch. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Ready, right, 18.
On 1st and 10, Sanchez surveying the field. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
That was a difficult catch, and I admire the fact that he actually caught the football, worked so hard to get his feet down in bounds, tried to do the toe tap. My dad's an accomplished tap dancer. I'm not sure he would have gotten his feet in on that one.
Is he really, by the way?
That he is.
How about that? What about young Davis?
No, it did not cross.
It didn't carry over.
No, it stops right there.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
As diverse as the running game has become in the NFL, there's still a place for the fullback position. And on that play, he gained nice yardage.
Let's go now. Right, 20. Right, 20.
From the gun on 3rd, Sanchez. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And this one, a 41-yard attempt. And Frank's kick is good. And with that, the lead changes hands here in this 3rd quarter. So it's his third field goal now in the ball game, and they have needed his leg because this last one gives them the lead.
It's been a back-and-forth kind of a game, Brandon, but now you've got to tell your defense, hey, we need a stop here so we can let this momentum carry us through to the next drive.
Now it's Patterson. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
He was trying to find Ladarius Green there as tight end. And it's second down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. And the offense moving quickly to the line. And a give this time to the tailback. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
But we just saw him run the football really effectively there with 3 tight ends in the game. And any defensive coordinator, when they see that set, if they can get more bodies out onto the field, not more than 11, of course, but bigger bodies to combat what they're going to do, because that's a run-heavy formation. Those guys are out there to block 9 times out of 10, and in this case, they did it really successfully.
So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be second down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks. But it doesn't matter what you call a position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
You know, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
That throw good for 4. It's second down. Second down to the offense in search of 6 yards. Three quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Again, he'll drop to throw. On the move to his left. And he's got some space here. 15 yards there on the scramble and a first down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I like the call. Inside the red zone running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's at the cornerback position.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal.
A lot of people call the toss a probing play to see what they can get against the defense, to see how they adjust and react. Their probing's working pretty well. That was a very nice run.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Antonio Brown, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. An out route there for the score, a quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands, knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. He's got it, and it's now a 21-16 lead. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And the Colts coming out now. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. And nobody was open downfield there. Looked like a pretty clear throwaway.
Yeah, definitely was that. I'm wondering why there wasn't intentional grounding. I know they're saying there's a receiver there in the area. Those darn quarterbacks, they get away with everything.
Spoken like a true defensive back, Mr. Davis.
Did that come out?
It did.
Okay.
Second and 10, Sanchez here again. Caught on the right side by Dorsett. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Let's go now. Right 20. Right 20.
Now a first down throw, Sanchez. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. 12 yards on the pickup, and the Colts are going to have a first. So the offense has it first and 10.
Black 35. Black 35.
On first down, it's Sanchez. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Right 20.
On 2nd and 10, Sanchez. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it.
Right 20.
Throwing on 3rd down, Sanchez. He's got time. Going for it all. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
And right now I take my rudimentary kindergarten skills and draw where the tackle box would be. Because that was close. I thought he was in the tackle box. He has to be very careful where he gets rid of the football from that spot.
Yeah, they say there was a receiver in the area, though.
Yeah. There's always a receiver in the area.
All right, so this one's now back within a field goal, and if anybody tells you they see how this one's going to end, I'd have to say they're probably lying, Charles.
And this game's had more twists and turns than a good mystery novel. And I have a feeling we've got a few more twists and turns in store for us before they shake hands here.
Here's the punter, McAfee, to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? It sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And Green with a catch left side. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. And look at the numbers. A repeat performance. It seems right now it doesn't matter how many guys they're going to put on him. He's going to catch the football.
And when you hit that zone, and that's what he's in right now, where everything is working well for him, and I think it's in combination with what the offense coordinator's doing. He's a primary target. He looks at his play sheet, knows he wants to get him the football, and has designed some routes effective for the last 2 weeks. He's really been fun to watch.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. So this is the second consecutive week as you look at the numbers that he just doesn't seem to have the same pop as we normally see him with.
Is there an injury we don't know about?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because that's a legitimate question right now. We're used to speed, power, all coming together. And what I've always loved about him is his vision. You know, last week he didn't have that as well. Always thought he was picking the wrong hole to try and run through. And his blockers, they seem to be getting him to the right place, but he picked the wrong spot. We're seeing some of that again this week. Can they snap it together? Can they get back in sync? Because normally we see them go together very, very well.
So it'll be first down here after the run. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this one caught by Coates. And down inside the 15 he goes. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
No matter how you evaluate quarterbacks, at some point arm strength is going to come into the conversation. I'm really impressed by what I saw on that throw on the out route.
So they're leading. They have possession of the football, and certainly this is where they just want to milk the clock. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Henry Anderson, big man from Stanford, there for the stop. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Decent chunk of yardage still left here, 2nd and 7.
Here we go!
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And the stop will come. And another timeout taken by the Colts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will push the lead up to 5. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
Here comes Philip Dorsett now to return it. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Steelers defense getting ready here. And they're just trying to keep him out of the end zone. Obviously, a field goal does no good in this situation. So what's the appropriate amount of pressure defensively, Charles?
I think he's had a little more pressure than what is normal. If you normally want to send a 3-man rush, maybe you make it 4. If it's 4, maybe you make it 5. Anything to make sure that he can't just sit back there all day and find a target. And then you tell your secondary, play your normal coverage, and maybe an extra step or 2 back.
Yeah, be careful that nothing goes over the top. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They'll look to throw, and that's incomplete. The intended receiver there, Allen, and that'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd down here after the incomplete pass. He's back to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. 5 yards on the pickup, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4.
Well, they're certainly being aggressive here. It's like being a sprinter in a 100-meter dash, exploding out of the blocks, trying to push the ball downfield. Guaranteed this defense better be on their toes. They're going to be tested all game.
And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
White 18. White 18.
Desperation time for Sanchez on 4th. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Steelers are close to finishing off this football game. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the 2nd half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
And they'll go on the ground. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 3rd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Pittsburgh, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. So long, everybody.